here, go our BI desktop app. Fair enough. Power BI desktop app. So we'll get desktop. I didn't notice that in this system I don't have. This is another system I'm using. So I will directly download करेंगे and you will also observe कि किस तरह से कर रहे हैं. Power BI setup exe and Power BI setup 64. See 64 मतलब 32 bits का है ये. Sorry, yeah, not this is exactly required. This is normal setup. Okay. So download summary. This is and click on next. Okay. So for up to 6 people, fine. Whatever I get to utilize, it's fine for me. So I'm downloading Power BI. Okay. So okay, let me set the agenda. What are the things I'm exploring a book and I'm getting some ideas from there only. And uh, I wanted to go through the parameters of that particular whatever is covered okay in that book and it's a very nice book I'm exploring. So let me cross check it and I'll share that book name also end of the session so that in case you guys are interested you can explore it as well. Okay, so yeah, see there are many concepts क्या क्या किया जा सकता है ये high level है it's kind of a light learning where you can observe that how exactly Power BI can support in a various context or क्या क्या features has that also will observe. Okay, so yeah, I think it is downloaded, so I'll show in folder. I know you can't see it, don't worry, I'm launching it. And it will take some time. Similarly, you can also install Power BI desktop in your system in case you are keen to explore this. And we'll observe what kind of like various things we can do and achieve with Power BI, and we'll observe that it's actually in progress. I wanted to highlight it, but let it install. Rather, you can see it is getting installed, right? So let it install. Okay, in the meantime, yeah, click on next and let me accept this and click on next. And I think this is fine. Click on next and create desktop shortcut. Yeah, that will be fine. And that's it. This is how simple it is, and will explore what are the various uh, exercises we can do and see. Okay, so first of all I need to go to the data sets. I need some data sets. In the meantime it is getting installed. कुछ थोड़ा सैम्पल डेटा सेट इन जुगाड़ कर ले रहा हूँ मैं ताकि डेटा साइट से मैं हम लोग विजुअलाइज कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो exactly same these two links also I'll share if you guys are keen from where you can access it. तो दो लिंक है, दोनों लिंक I will share that with you, both the links. Okay, so these are the two links. Here you say go to this slide blank. Okay, fine, leave it, keep it like this only. And I think it is already installed or it is still in progress almost. Let me get the data sets which we can explore. Okay, where it is, I have many. I need to select one which is a little bit friendly and aligned with the curriculum whatever I am following right now. So I wanted to show you the data set, which you can also follow along with me if you are interested to learn. So this is from GitHub. I'm pulling it in. So in the GitHub, you can see we have this particular book I'm referring right now. Okay, इस बुक को, इस किताब को मैं फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, आप भी फॉलो कर सकते हो और आप इसको एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हो। काफ़ी मतलब एज पर ऑब्जर्वेशन मेरे को अच्छा लगा, तो आई एम फॉलोइंग दिस, आई एम लर्निंग माई सेल्फ, आई एम इन्वॉल्विंग यू गाइज ऑल्सो इन दिस जर्नी ऑफ लर्निंग, दैट्स इट, दैट्स द ऑब्जेक्टिव। तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं कि I already know and I'm going to share, but couple of key concepts we will observe from this book and chapter, and we will learn together. That's it. Okay. I hope context is all fine. Context आपको clear है. In fact आपको ये link भी मैं share कर दूंगा. आप data set download कर सकते हो. आप भी practice कर सकते हो अपने तरफ से. Okay. So what I'm going to do is get the code. So this is one, download zip. ठीक है. So let me download the zip file. I hope it is also clear, guys, from where we will get the data, right? Now we'll observe this is fine. And how do I share this link? देखता हूँ, कोशिश करता हूँ. Let me check. Okay, yeah, I'm sharing this link in the comment section. Got it, right? Very nice, this one. From here you will get all the resources. Another is I wanted to share that how exactly you can uh, navigate to it or down install Power BI desktop. I'll show you that also, how exactly it is possible. I think I shared that link already. So you just go Power BI desktop. I think, yeah, this is fine. Okay, and I'm going to share you the link and then we'll start. Okay, I think this screen is fine. Let's close this up. And I have the, oh, it's still, it is in progress, so it is getting downloaded. Let it download. I'm not sure how big the data is, but fine, it should be highlighting here somewhere. Doesn't matter, we will download all the data whatever available, and the functionality which is there mostly with the pro it is available, but we'll explore what kind of functionality is available and we can explore simultaneously. Okay, Power BI desktop download. Okay, so if you go to this, you can see, and from here you can actually download the Power BI desktop. So this is the link I'm sharing in the chat box. So I think both is there. You have the tool and you must have the files to connect it, right? So in the chat I share both. I hope that will be helpful. Now let's get started with the concepts. Okay, I'm closing this GitHub and let me launch the Power BI. ठीक है, पावर बीआई का एक कंट्रोल रूम भी होता है, तो उसके बारे में मैं डिटेल्स में आई विल एक्सप्लोर एंड वी विल एक्सप्लोर रैदर एंड लेट अस फिगर इट आउट क्या क्या सर्विसेज ऑनलाइन में है. ठीक है, राइट नाउ इज़ वेरी बेसिक, कैसे इंपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. एक डेटा सेट लेंगे. लेट मी ओपन दिस डेटा सेट. आई थिंक दिस डेटा सेट इज़ ऑल्सो डाउनलोड, राइट? डाउनलोड हो गया है वो भी. लेट मी ओपन दैट डेटा सेट फॉर यू, तो आप समझ पाओगे किस तरह से ये डेटा सेट भी अवेलेबल है और हम लोग इसको यूज़ कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, एक्सट्रैक्ट ऑल. okay, yeah, it is getting extracted, or you can see Power BI is also opened right now. Okay, yeah, it has already opened. Would be good if I can log in. Okay, so here you can see it is asking for me the credentials. Okay, so let me enter the credentials. Give me a second. Okay, I'm just logging in to it. The moment it's logged in, then it will be much easier. Okay. Yeah, I think I am connected. Let it highlight. It is getting synced. I have to share it. So it is actually syncing. Just a second. Yeah, it is synced. Okay. So this is the Power BI desktop app. ठीक है. So I just downloaded, install भी कर लिया हम लोगों ने, and हमारे पास data भी है, that all sources also I shared, so that you can explore along with me. ठीक है. Now let's get started. तो फर्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, कैसे इंपोर्ट करते हैं. देखिए ये दिस इज मच मोर वेरी वेरी सिंपल हाउ एग्जैक्टली वी कैन एक्सपोर्ट द डेटा, import the data rather I will say. First concept which is available is I will open the first whatever data set is there. ठीक है, तो आप देख सकते हो, I copied this, I imported this particular data, I click on from Excel and ये मेरा path है, you can see, and from this path I have this chapter 1 lab 1, fair enough, click on open. तो ये डेटा सेट ओपन हो जाएगा. जो भी उसमें डेटा है विल ट्राई टू विजुलाइज कि क्या क्या है. Very basic है, but anybody and everyone can learn, and other functionality, advanced functionality also will observe how exactly. So this particular Excel sheet has 3 sheets as of now. मैं तीनों को import कर रहा हूँ, and I can visualize also कि कौन सा sheet I need to consume. This table is empty, we don't have any value here, and this table is also empty, this table is also empty. Okay, so I need to cross check that ideally the value should not be empty. Okay, I'm just still, what I can do is that particular file I'll open it up. Okay, I'm opening that Excel file so that I can validate whether I have the data or I don't have the data. Observe it. So you can see literally I don't have the data, and this is for dummy purpose, that this is how you can import an Excel file, and all the files it will visualize here. All the files whatever you have is visualized, we can visualize here. Let me open one more file, give me a second. Okay, case one. Yeah, I'm just opening it up. इसमें कुछ डेटा है, ठीक है, 15 16 13 का ये सारा डेटा है. ये वाला डेटा लेट अस इंपोर्ट. ठीक है, लेट अस डू दैट. बट व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ अदर डेटा जो भी हमने पिक किया. द अदर डेटा ऑब्जेक्टिव इज दैट हाउ एग्जैक्टली वी कैन इंपोर्ट द डेटा. तो whatever Excel sheet you have, there are multiple sources from where we can actually pick up the data, or we can import the data. Okay, so I'm canceling it just to highlight. Get data, these are the various sources are available. Various sources literally like जो मेन sources होता है ना डेटा को कंज्यूम करने का, सारा sources it by default supports all the sources, it by default supports. So that is really really helpful. Now if I open it up, you can see these are the, so all पूरा यहाँ पे है जितने सारे कनेक्टर्स है, इसको कनेक्टर्स भी बोल सकते हो आप, बिकॉज देर आर मल्टीपल थर्ड पार्टी लाइक imports you can do, which is not right away enabled, and if your organization is consuming this particular connectors you can right away do that. So ये एक benefit है आपके लिए. ठीक है, एंड फाइल बेस भी आप इंपोर्ट कर सकते हो, एक्सेल, टेक्स्ट, CSV, जेसन, फोल्डर, PDF को भी इंपोर्ट कर सकते हैं. दिस इज आई नेवर ट्राइड बट इंटरेस्टिंग, राइट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट वी हैव, ओके आई डोंट नो व्हाट दिस फाइल फॉर्मेट इज, बट एवर कभी भी लगा तो हम लोग वी कैन सर्च इट, राइट, कि देखो मेरे को एक्सेल चाहिए, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जांपल. एक्सेल चाहिए तो दिखा, एक्सेल कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. सिमिलरली इफ आई नीड लेट्स से CSV, सो आई नीड CSV, देख लेते हैं. आई एम जस्ट सर्चिंग इट आउट, एंड या CSV भी हो सकता है, टेक्स्ट से भी रीड कर सकते हैं CSV। सिमिलरली जो भी फाइल फॉर्मेट आपका है जहाँ से डेटा इंपोर्ट करना आप सर्च कर लीजिए, आपका वो क्लैरिटी आपको मिल जाएगा। फेयर इनफ। नाउ पावर प्लेटफॉर्म आई वांटेड टू सी डेटाबेस, literally all the databases it supports, I know that, literally, okay, most of them, but now database has multiple categories, okay, no SQL database, SQL database. Now my question is, no SQL database इसमें से कुछ भी ये support करता है कि नहीं, that is my question. Okay, yeah, MariaDB, and there are so okay, okay, SpicePark, just clear, yeah, PySpark, also Azure Spark. So literally we can or yeah, definitely then we can play with let's say streaming data and NoSQL, sorry, NoSQL data as well, right? Other than that, Power Platform, I want to see Power BI data set, fine. Data mart, which is in preview format, fine. What is data mart, we need to observe. I think here we can save some, create a live connection to data mart in Power BI services. So this is we need to explore what exactly data mart hai, but ठीक है, Power BI data flow, which is fine. Common data services, which is legacy, the previous one. Dataverse, which is most frequently used, Dataverse, most popular and most frequently used this particular connection, Dataverse connection. Okay, so Dataverse and data flow, again data flow, and these are like very pretty close. Dataverse most of the time we use, but as of now my file is in Excel, fine. तो Excel वाला फाइल को ही ओपन करते हैं, Excel, fair enough. Excel and click on connect. This will ask for this. I am going for this one, going for this lab, this data, use case 1, and this is I am going sales codes. Okay, whatever data is highlighted there, that I observe. Now I'm just connecting. देखिए SQL का भी बहुत सारा option है that I wanted to highlight. Let me import this and then I will reconnect to it again, ठीक है? जितने भी all years का data है, sales quotation data, and उसमें sales person Q1 Q2 is there. Now in this kind of table, अगर more than one table is there, sheet is there, by default Power BI will be connecting to it, and whatever is most popular method and approach, it will be connecting with that. So I selected it, click on load. I will load this data. If I want to transform something, something I want to change, okay, then I will click on transform. I don't need to change anything. Let's say data stream, and absolutely clear, I can see. Okay, so here I have Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 data. Only 16 I have Q1, Q2 data, fine. तो एक बार डेटा को ऑलवेज देख लेने का है। तो 13 में Q3 Q4 है, बट इसमें Q1 Q2 है, ठीक है। 16 में, 15 में सारे हैं, एंड 14 में भी ऑल दी Q1s क्वार्टर्स डेटास आर अवेलेबल। लोड नहीं करेंगे डायरेक्टली, इट विल जस्ट लोड द डेटा, बट इफ़ यू वांटेड टू मैनिपुलेट समथिंग तो हम लोग इसको ट्रांसफॉर्म में जाते हैं। राइट नाउ आई कैन इग्नोर दिस ट्रांसफॉर्म, okay, I will not get into transform right away. I'll ignore this transform tab. I will get into this later on. अभी क्या करते हैं ना, इसको close and apply करते हैं। The moment import करेंगे ना डेटा को, it will ask that there are certain changes, and it is started importing all the quarters data. You can see सारे क्वार्टर्स का डेटा इट विल स्टार्ट इंपोर्टिंग। इसके बाद एक टॉपिक जो पेंडिंग है, आई विल जस्ट टच बेस दैट, देन आई विल कम बैक टू दिस टॉपिक अगेन, ठीक है। फ्रॉम दिस ऑनवर्ड्स डेटा अभी हमारे पास है, नाउ वी हैव द डेटा, and now we can actually literally can analyze in a various angle. The point is, you know, why literally you may be wondering why I'm exploring with you guys, right? The more you will play with data, you will understand the scenario, you will understand, you will understand that in which way I can represent the data, this kind of data, how I can. So I have to build that, or rather I'll say we have to build that muscle memory to identify the pattern in a data, and identify that which kind of template we need to use, chart we need to use. I'll highlight this, इसमें आते हैं हम लोग। I want to say something, okay, so here if you go एक्सेल वर्कबुक, एंड बहुत सारा ऑप्शन है। देखिए एसक्यूएल सर्वर तो एक्सेल यूज़ करते हैं, और एल्स डेटाबेस यूज़ करते हैं हम लोग। एसक्यूएल इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम, आप दिस इज़ वेरी सिंपल। इफ़ आई हैव, आई थिंक आई डोंट हैव एसक्यूएल सर्वर, बट अगर होता आई कैन डाउनलोड दैट ऑल्सो इन वन ऑफ द सेशन। माई एसक्यूएल आई डोंट हैव इट इन माई सिस्टम राइट नाउ, but if I require, definitely in future I will download it. But it's very simple, SQL connect karna. If you have this, if you wanted to fetch all the table, just give a dot here, sorry, give a dot here, and here give the database, whatever database you wanted to connect with, or import direct query. This is, I wanted to tell you कि direct query और एक option है through which we can see database connection is this much is fine. Whatever server I want to consume, वो server को connect करेंगे. Another option is that which database within this server, which database I want to consume. If I provide that, it will be aligned, it will be connected, right? Now the question is, if I scroll up a little bit, give me a second. Okay, try go back. Okay, now the question is, yeah, now here you can see database I can connect right away. Another is data connectivity model. Just ignore this part right now. Ignore in the sense, this is default import, and for that import function only you need to provide these two inputs. The moment I provide, click on OK, it will connect to a database. The similar fashion, it imported from the Excel, it loaded the data from Excel. In the same fashion, it will load the data from SQL Server, and you will be able to visualize that data right away here in the form of table. So as you can see, यहाँ पे table बना हुआ है ना. This is, you can see these tables are there, yearly wise tables are there. Similarly, if let's say there are various data tables which is in different slabs, or different dates are there, or different based on years, every year there is a table, you will be able to import them and you will be able to visualize them in the same way. So yeah, this is one of the pattern, by the way. Okay, this is one of the, I will say, simplest way to fetch the data and can check the connectivity. Or I will highlight couple of ways through which you can connect right away, but this is the very fundamental way to do that. Okay, another point is connection string. Let's say I am importing or connecting with ODBC or OLEDB, some different kind of database, then I have to create connection string and consume the connect to that database right away. Another point I wanted to highlight, similar in the same fashion, it will load the data the way it has loaded. There is no difference. And there is one more way is, this is way. There is another way is that I have given the connect server, मैंने server का details दिया, database का details दिया. Then what I'm doing is directly I'm writing the query here. So for example, select statement, I can directly write that query, whatever I wanted to fetch from the server and database. So via this direct query, I can fetch that this data right away into my system. This is very powerful. Okay, so literally I can type in the SQL query, and whatever table, whatever field I wanted to extract, it will be extracted right away. Okay, I don't have any like let's say any query right now because I don't have database, or else I could have written it like this. So एक example देते हैं, चलो वो एटलीस्ट क्लियर होगा ना. तो होता कैसे है, कनेक्ट करते कैसे, ठीक है. सेलेक्ट करा, देन फॉर एग्जांपल आई हैव ए कॉलम, ये सारा कॉलम है, ठीक है. सेलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ मैं, कॉलम सेलेक्ट कर रहा हूँ. तो लेट्स से आई हैव ए कॉलम कॉल नेम, ठीक है. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एग्जांपल, ठीक है. फोर्थ ब्रैकेट, देन अगेन go to back, and then okay, hit enter space, just I'm aligning it. The moment it is done, then again fourth packet, let's say class, I'm just highlighting, okay, class. Another way of doing it. Then go back here. So same in the same fashion, if I just give a comma and then another value, let's say roll number, fair enough. These three, although I don't have database, this is just for dummy purpose. You will be able to right away connect this, and then I have to, from where I'll capture this from, let's say space, I will capture this from, I will give the database name. So I'll say any database I wanted to provide, that I can fetch it here, and here I can pass the parameter whatever. So dbo is the like command that fetch this database, dbo database, and here the database name is, let's say, Dev, database name is Dev, fair enough. Now that's it, done. and if I have this dev database, and within that if I have a table, let's say this particular table, sorry, in my this servers, this database, if I have this table, it will, and it has this maybe these columns or maybe 20 more columns, doesn't matter, it will extract these columns right away and click on like it will fetch that data right away without fetching that table. So these parameters will be added in the left hand corner like this right away. It is possible. Okay, I hope it is fine. Now there is these are the pointers also I want to highlight. Include relationship. So if I will I'm going to highlight that also, that relationship hota kya hai and how exactly we can observe a data table or more than one or two data table relationship and connect to it. और उसको बनाते भी कैसे है, I will just highlight that, and that is very very critical part and important parameter. But relationship को भी I can keep it. Relationship means क्या है कि 13 का कोई सेल्समैन है जो 14 में भी है एंड 15 में भी है, that will stay if you check it. If you uncheck it, those relations will be not there. You have to again rebuild that, or let's say again recreate it, right? You have to recreate it in case you required it. Navigate using full hierarchy, fine. Enable SQL server, okay, flavor support not required. These are basic, and then click on OK. These data will be fetched. This is another way of consuming a database directly with the help of Power BI query. SQL Server database connectors. This is how we can fetch the data. I hope it is clear, guys, and you can understand and relate the parameter whatever I'm sharing right now. Okay, this is good, right? Another another parameter is importing data from, let's say, any data feed I have. This is very interesting. I hope this is clear. Now one more point I will highlight, and this is I recently observed, is if you click on direct query, okay, this is again a another different method of fetching data. This is I observe that it is a, I guess it is a premium service, not in pro even, okay, but direct query allows you, there is no dependency between your database, directly from the even you no need to provide the server details right away. Okay, with direct query, no, bare minimum you need to provide. But I observe that if you're hosting somewhere, let's say SharePoint, or you're hosting that data in let's say SQLite, some kind of external database, you can directly perform that direct query if it allows. I need to explore this further, but I know that with the help of direct query you can directly fetch the data without any interface. And with, if you implement direct query, data will be freshed or refreshed. It is like a streaming data. It will be always live, and it is always streaming data, so you don't need to refresh. There is a concept of refresh in Power BI, and that is kind of a like chargeable. Okay, so if you are consuming, let's say 8 refresh, it comes in a pro. If you consume in a lesser refresh, or less than in free, I think that it is limited. Okay, you have to do manual refresh. So these are the way you can literally, like, based on your plan you can select. And if you don't have that plan, you can go with the option of direct query. But the challenge is, I think it is a premium service, you cannot right away connect, but I need to still explore. But I hope you can understand the functionality, what it does. It directly fetch the data from the live streaming data, and there is no dependency on refresh part with the help of direct query. That's what it is. Okay, I put is clear and click on okay. I cannot click on okay, I don't have this. But let me see what error it gives in case. Okay, I don't have. Yeah, I need, even in direct query I need to provide the server where it is connecting, and database. At least not the server, at least I need to give the database where I am connecting. And even if I am connecting with, let's say, MS, let's say Microsoft, I mean to say SharePoint list, that is also a data table or database. I need to provide that database connectivity here. That link I have to provide, and then fetch a direct query with the help of direct query. Perform this, give that query, it will fetch that information right away. Okay, so I hope it is also clear, and click on as of now it will not support because I don't have that database. Click on cancel. That was the pretty much concept, because see, most of the time either you will consume Excel or you will consume it from the various, I will say, multiple sources which is available, right? So on that time you can literally utilize this particular method टू कनेक्ट। ये बहुत फंडामेंटल है, बेसिक है, ठीक है, आपको करना पड़ेगा। अगर आप एक्सेल कर रहे हो ठीक है, डेटाबेस कर रहे हो तो भी आपको एटलीस्ट आइडिया भी है। ऑन फर्दर आप गूगल करोगे तो आपको मिल जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं कि नहीं मिलेगा, सारा कुछ दिया हुआ है वन सर्च अवे, ठीक है। So this is another part, another I like this data feed by the way. So there is a option called data feed, ठीक है। So if I say o data feed, just search it. So o data feed क्या करता है, literally like if I have if I have, let's say, any data feed available, maybe it is online, okay, mostly it is online, of course data feeds are online, and I can give that o data feed link here. With the help of that data feed also I can extract it. तो अभी जितना सारा database हो रहा ना, mostly those are like those supports uh, I will say NoSQL data, which is streaming data, and that directly with the data feed I can do. This is very very powerful, okay, very powerful, and it is like live data you can consume and produce your dashboard with the o data feed. Similarly there are multiple way, like from the website you can extract data. Those are pretty like from website, yeah, this is I want to highlight कि यहाँ से क्या हो सकता है। आई ओके, सिमिलर वे, राइट, बेसिक एडवांस, ये मैं आपको दिखा सकता हूँ, आई कैन शो यू दिस। So let me open my browser. Let me go to, let's say, Wikipedia. Or any, today I was discussing about sports data. I need any sports data, let's say ESPN, I don't know, okay, or just searching any sports, okay, whatever, NBA stats, some kind of data would be there, and that data we will directly fetch here. This is very very interesting. Okay, so yeah, look at this. So official league leaders, and there are a lot of options are there, and there are datas are available of maybe I think yeah, players, right? So yeah, teams, leaders, players, home, lot of datas are available. Now click on any player right now. Okay, so this particular player, and this is the dashboard of this player, right? So yeah, this is the data set. Okay, maybe there are 2 3 tables are there, awesome, right? Year wise, or maybe it is like, okay, scoring splits, fine, miscellaneous splits, these are different table, right? Pre-game, regular session, there are multiple sessions, like literally you can fetch any data. So imagine this is my like star player, right? I wanted to analyze further and highlight something or something, I want to figure it out. So I go to this and give the URL here and search it. That's it, click on OK. And from here also what I can do is I can import the data for data right away. Okay, so I think you can see here, and there are other ways also. Anonymously we can check, and Windows, I can give this via Windows also. Basic web API organizer organization account not required. Fetch this data via anonymously, you don't need to provide any credential. If it is open source you will be able to do that, don't worry. But if it is, let's say, sometime see, okay, I have already a data on top of it, it is fetching the data, let's see. So you can see, yeah, it is fetching that data. Okay, and we will be able to see it here, that what data exactly it fetches. So we have already a sales code data, and on top of it I am fetching this sports data. Now it will highlight that what kind of tables are available and what data I wanted to fetch in. Okay, so if I click on this, let it load, it's loading, it's fetching the data right away. These many tables are there. I wanted to analyze all the tables, I can feed in all the tables I can fetch in. Okay, but if I wanted to, let's say, one particular table I wanted to consume this, let's say, not this HP last table, I can check also what kind of data is there. Okay, 2021 22, and this is for team, this is column, which team he has played, which column. Okay, now yeah, this is, I think, is a really good data. Can you see this? I don't know, but most of them are null, but at the end in this there are certain data, which is fine. Okay, but we have little bit larger data, which is fine. Similarly, I am exploring, do I have some interesting data? I think, yeah, this is good. So many varieties of inputs are there. Okay, and total 60 columns are there, which is awesome, right? So we can fetch this data. So I will select checkbox on this, and then based on that just load this up directly. I am not getting into transformation, directly load this up. The moment I load this up, it will be fetched here. Okay, then we can visualize it. I think these are the various way you can actually import the data. So if I summarize the pointers we discussed till now, is that how exactly we can fetch the data from various sources: Excel, SQL, direct query, streaming data, as well as from the web, right? Those are the most popular, but there are other ways also, but the pattern are remain same. You have to have that connectors, you have to have that source through which you can connect to that database. Maybe it is wherever it is available. If it is open, no credential; not open, you need credentials. And then you will be able to see the tables. Under tables you can validate the data, you can cross check it, and you can import it. I hope it is helpful. And SQL, this is done. Okay, so this is how we can import the data. In the next part, I like little bit, very simple exercises we will try to explore, that how exactly. I will not get into detail right away, because for that we will have a separate session, but you see it here that particular data is also fetched in. So literally like 60 columns are also fetched, and we can work out with that. Okay, now I can right away start with dashboard, but I'm actually on the basic fundamental part. I'm just right away sharing some input so that you can relate it. Another critical concept of this is uh, how exactly, I will say, cleaning the data, because visualization is not the right away step after we import the data. Once we import the data, the next step is that do I need to do any kind of manipulation in that data? Do I have to change anything in that data? Is it all aligned data, or do I have any kind of manipulation to be done? So that I will highlight. Give me a second. I'll show you how exactly it is possible and which kind of manipulation we may need to do. Okay, so you can see here. Let me fetch some data. Okay, so I'm fetching another data set which is relevant to this, and it has some kind of value which we need to streamline. Okay, go to this, go to get data, go to Excel, and I think 3.5. Okay, not this use case. There's another use case which is fine. We don't have data. This is also we don't have, which is fine, no worries. Go to this, go to 3.5. Okay, I don't have it. Okay, rather I will select all files. Yeah, okay, I have right away these chapters, but what I keen to explore is, let's say, let me just search that data set. Give me a second. Okay, okay, fine. I can at least highlight how exactly it is possible. But so let me pick up any data set or any value which I have already imported. What I'm going to do is, let's go to transform, click on that. So there are three views I wanted to highlight. There is one view is dashboard. You can see here there is a table view, there is a relationship view. Now this is I wanted to highlight. So here I imported already one data set, another is from the web, right? There are two different set of data I have imported. So you can see here that by default, from this particular table we have 1 to 1 relationship. Okay, from this table to this table, 15 to 13. Okay, and then 13 to 16, and 16 to 14. one-to-one relationship we have. One-to-one how? Because these numbers it is highlighting right away, you can see. So this relationship I'll go into detail because this is very critical concept itself, which is like you need to relate from the point of view of connecting multiple tables through which you can like utilizing, because whenever we create data, that is we always try to store some. So for example, even similar like a bucket, right? So we keep vegetables in a different bucket, fruits in a different bucket, right? Similarly, there are different type of data, but we keep those datas into different tables. But in order to, if it is connected, we need some reference, and if we have that reference, it will be easier to connect from each other. Automatically it will detect. If you don't have, we need to create that particular connector, and then we can configure it. We can configure ourselves. So I'll highlight that also. I'll show you. I can delete this also. I can reconnect to one connectors to another. That is possible. Let's say this q1 versus this q3 is connected, or this salesperson versus this salesperson I wanted to merge. I can do that also. It is possible, but there is already one relationship, it will not allow right away. But there are, the core objective is to like highlight that there are three views, three main area. So it's like, see in this way, uh, that Power BI is nothing but also an ETL tool. It's not only, don't think from a point of view that it is like a visualization tool. It's like also an ETL tool. What do I mean by ETL tool is that it can extract data. You already observed that, it noticed it, right? It can, you can transform the data. ETL stand for extract, transform and load. So with this, literally we can extract the data. You observe that, like we can read the data from multiple sources. So it is taking care of that data pipeline and data import procedure, right? So it is taken care. Now the next concept is transform, right? In order to do the transform, we have this particular tab called data. We click on data, and this will open. Because it is very small data, it's opening like this. I can pick up any other data, and so I'll show you how exactly I can pick up another data. I'll select this. I will select this particular table, or let's say I'll select this particular table. Okay, this table I have already. Give me a second. Okay, I clicked on this table. This table is now selected. Okay, if you go to this option, transform option, I can select this and this particular other table which we fetch from the player, against the player, right? So we can see this particular data sets available year wise, team, which team he is plays, and then splits also. Okay, then usage splits. These are the various parameter, most likely. Okay, various their KPIs, parameters. When I say KPIs, okay, so I'm getting a question. This is similar to SAP bots. We have a query where different set of data in catch can view. Yeah, yeah, definitely. See all the all the various resources, whatever tools are there, they have now, they are introducing this kind of like method right away in their solution. Okay, so definitely SAP may also have. So but I have not like personally used it as of now, but definitely it could be done, and other tools are also not behind. They are also implementing these technologies and approaches in their tool as well. Okay, so coming back to the like agenda I was highlighting. Now you can see here, these are the informations are there, and I can see that this particular value now, this particular row is not at all like filled here. So what I can do is, if I go back here, now from here what I can do is I'm deleting this row. So literally column tool, I want to delete some kind of value, whatever. I can change it, modify it. Table tool, I can connect it. And if I wanted to change this, I want to delete this. and after that I wanted to transform some kind of value. Let's say this year format I want to change, although I don't have much, but this, let's say, decimal format I want to change. All these activities we can right away do it with this tool. Okay, this came in a different format, by the way, so this column spread across here, which is fine, no worries. We can literally transform this data in a table. Okay, so if you go back here, select this. So here if I say, let's say, delete, I want to delete it. It'll ask, are you sure you want to, not column exactly, let's say if I want to delete this row, that is also possible. With the row tool we can right away select and delete this particular value. I'll highlight this as well. Okay, how exactly it is possible. Okay, column text is fine, these are the value, and now whatever value we don't need, we literally can delete that information, and that can be portrayed here as well. I hope this is clear so far. And those transformation I'll go into detail. Okay, this is not the right data set where I can showcase those transformation various thing, and it is huge itself, because that is the key thing you need to learn, not the visualization part. That is also there, visualization, but mostly on the transformation, I will say. If I'm not wrong, like 60 to 70% of the time you will invest your time to transform your data just to available and to represent it. Okay, so that's how I see it. What I'm doing is this particular field or value, whatever is there, I'm closing it right away. So go back here and go to dashboard. But if you wanted to change and transform something, let's say go to this, click on transform data. It will open a completely separate tab for it. It will open a completely separate tab, and in that particular tab I can now, this is in a format. So for example, I was highlighting, I want to delete something. Let's say I want to delete this, selected this, right? Automatically it will highlight that what I exactly want to do. Okay, add column, or similarly I can right click and see there is a delete option. Drill down, replace, don't worry about that. Go to this, go to transform. Now you just search, I selected this value, and I want to delete it. Use first row as a header, then it will use that first row as a header. So now you have all this value, and automatically see it is still not the first row as a header, by the way. It's not right. What I need to do, go back. Okay, and this one is the first row. Now you use this one. Yeah, look at this, guys. So my row is also deleted and my headers are also updated right now. Right, so now I have at least some kind of references I can connect, that what exactly and how it is all connected, right? Everything we can visualize right away. Now, yeah, these columns I don't need, I can delete these columns. These columns I don't have any relevant information, so I can literally delete this right away. There is a delete tool with that also, I can delete it. Okay, fine. Similarly, like if I want to change anything, let's say when I it we import this data, automatically it is highlighting which type of data it is. And today I was actually working with a tool, and I was really surprised that that particular tool gives not only the data type, it gives various type of formulas embedded into that field. Okay, so it's really powerful. From here you can actually change the data type. So imagine this is a date, right? But it is reading as a, you can see ABC means what. So you can see ABC means it's a text value, but it is not a text value, it is dated time. So you can call it out, hey, it is let's say date or time, or it is time. Okay, date and time. So you can highlight, replace the current. So it will replace this particular, but it is not accepting as a time because it does not have time, it has year into it. So it will not accept it. And that same goes here, when I change it, it will change here. So what I can do is, instead of doing this, is whatever changes I am doing, it is getting saved here. I will just cancel it here. Done. I'm back to normal, right? So these are the various approaches available through which you can. There are many more, but this was not the topic that I just wanted to highlight. That how exactly we can Yeah, change the data type I already highlighted, that is possible. But on top of it, if I wanted to replace any value, let's say I want to replace this value, right click and then replace this value. I want to change this value. Okay, the moment I click it, so here replace with what? This I want to replace with let's say, okay, 0. I'm just, again, I should not alter, but I'm just changing it 2023. Okay, click on OK. There are advanced option of replace, match entire cell and replace with special character not required. Click on OK. Now you can see this value is replaced, and this could be done in a much more in a bulk fashion also. It could be done, that is also possible. But yeah, this is how exactly we can replace a value. Okay, now what I keen to know, there is another way is uh, uh, okay, replace value is possible. There is another way is filtering column. So if I wanted to filter a column, there is a option available right away through which I can filter a value. So okay, all these options are there. We will go one by one whenever possible in upcoming sessions, so you can relate it. But we can literally filters all the column, whichever column I want here, I can literally filter it. It's like a now a spreadsheet. Imagine that you are working in a spreadsheet, and that data you are consuming it, and it's like pretty much all the functionality of spreadsheet, but it is above and beyond that, because you can utilize its own custom query language, which is much more powerful to customize your data and do the calculation. So that helps a lot in order to summarize the data and all. So that capability is ad hoc. But I will say it will not be wrong if I say 70% Excel functionalities are there. It will not be wrong. Okay, so all the functionalities are there, but above and beyond it is, see, always remember this is here. See, the approach is similar like Excel. This is in similar like Excel, but the functionality is not Excel. Don't confuse with that. Okay, like the way it works is all Excel, but the functionality which is there available in this particular transform field is not Excel. It is not Excel, because these features are transform, you will not get in Excel. These functionalities are not Excel. Add column, you have add column in Excel, but it is above and beyond add column. View, you have view also in Excel, but it is not just to view. You can literally do multiple other ad hoc query settings, and you can cross check, validate. Other tools are available, you don't have in Excel, right? So these are the differences. Literally the all the function in transform is not, you cannot compare. But yeah, approach is there, similar, like formulas are similar. I will say 50-60% remains same. There is no difference at all. Okay, so this is also, I think, aligned and clear. I'm not replacing any value right away. I'm just canceling it. And then what I can do, I can click on save. Go to home and click on close and save, apply. That's it, done. My data is all like whatever I made changes, it is actually getting applied. You can see it's loading right now. It's getting applied. Okay, so I hope it is clear. Now on top of it, see, similar like all the kind of filters, what we required is definitely we can do. Okay, but what is my main, I will say, like lookout area is that how exactly we can write queries, where we can write queries. That is the main thing. But prior to write queries, what I learned from my personal experience, you need to little bit explore about the settings of it. Very important, guys. You don't just directly go and start writing the code and all and directly get into the tool. No, it is always best practice, because go and understand the nuances and settings which is available in this option, and then you will find there, query related settings. You will find there, you can see, I mean to say, query related settings, direct query settings. Okay, then there are various settings are available. Little bit you have to play with this, that what kind of features and what kind of customization is required. Default is there by default, no worries. But on top of it, if you want to change something, you can do that. But little bit you need to play on this, because based on that, your feature will be enabled and disabled, right? Your tool properties will be enabled and disabled, functionalities will be enabled and disabled. So based prior to getting into even importing and going there, always is a best practice that whatever is the optimum for your use case, you optimize these settings accordingly. okay, then it will be much more user. For example, I'm just randomly I'm highlighting regional settings. Why it is important? You have a data set which is a different geography, right? Now if you have regional settings, you can literally change the display language. If you have certain different type of so recently, like I was getting a like one query I was handling, like, can we create a word cloud in Spanish language? Is it possible? Now if Power BI it supports Spanish here, definitely then it can interpret and understand Spanish, and we can do that as well. So that's why these settings are important. Another is that I can see here is that application language. If you change this, all these options and features will also change. Okay, so I'm not changing it, but you can get to know. And similar for date and time also. Okay, date and time also similarly, if you change the settings of your regional, let's say this is a very interesting use case I'm sharing. So you have a, let's say, data which is from US, and the US date format is different than UK and India, right? So in US date format, what is the best practice in order to just interpret and create a dashboard? Change your system settings to adopt US date and time. Automatically, it will be your date and time will be in that format, and it will be much easier rather than using any other ad hoc functionality or regular expressions or any other method whichever is available in order to make it more useful, right? That is also possible. So that's why this is one recommendation, that always go and check what kind of settings are there, okay, and what exactly I need to set up before I get started with this. Why I'm highlighting? Because before I write a query, okay, I want to show you that where and how exactly we can write a query. But prior to writing a query, I have to know that what features are available, what settings are there. But anyway, this is done. I think it is clear. Now, apart from that, I wanted to highlight there are some ways through which, yeah, I want to do some kind of query actually, but let me see. Okay, I'm just selecting a data table, or let's say any data table randomly, going into, say here. Okay, do I have the data here or we don't? Okay, we have it here via by years, right? You can see the data is from by years here, and rest all these columns we can definitely delete, no worries there. I think this is the sports data, right? Or this is the sports data. I want to consume, let's say, a simple data set, right? And I observe that, quick measure, relationship, these all things we can do anyway. But I am keen to explore the query. Let's say I want to add a new column here, but here I cannot do that. Go to data, and in that, go to transform, and in this transform we can actually select it. So here, select it, and here what we can do is, yeah, my data set is 2013. I validated it. I can change it also from here, no worries. You can change it, but this is fine. This is fine. Okay, so yeah, I think these, okay, these 2 years it does not have that q1, q2, q3, q4 value. These are the sales persons, right? Fine. Okay, now what is I wanted to highlight, that how exactly these are the queries, right? And on top of these queries, literally, like, I can enable load, right click, and you can see these are enable loads are there, include report in refresh, whatever settings. So this particular table, these settings you need to relate. Why? Because enable load means it is enabling this data to be load automatically right away here. That is possible. Another option is that this is enable load. Another is include in report refresh. Now if I refresh the report, it should also refresh this data table. If you don't check this data table will be not be refreshed. Okay, another is similarly, you can duplicate it, refresh this data, reference this data for other data table, it's if required. Advanced editor and property, so we can definitely go to there are multiple other options in advanced editor and property, we can change it as well. That is also possible. Now on top of it, I wanted to highlight main query. Do we have, if you see here, okay, just give me a sec. Okay, enable load is already there, but I'm selecting it. Continue, right click, enable load, right click. Okay, and I wanted to write a simple query, that is, let's observe. Okay, so we can see query settings. Can you see that? So literally with this query settings we can merge both the tables, whichever tables I'm working. Let's say 13 and 14 I want to merge, I can do that. Okay, so formula bar, it is highlighting. From here also I can change it, and I can do this, like I can write expression through which also it is possible, but I'll show you a simple way through which it is, it could be also done. Okay, so this is done. Another way is, let me highlight. I'm searching for merge query option. There is a option is merge query. Right away we can achieve it. Just a second. Not this one. This is actually an expression again, M language, M query language, which is supporting in this, and based on that it is also possible. Okay, let me cross check. So actually I need two data table, and from that particular data table it is possible. I've enabled the load also. If I go back here, okay, if I select this main query, just a second. That is possible, but I wanted to perform in table only. Property. Yeah, okay, so this is nothing, but we can change this value from here also. Just give me a second. I'm not getting that option, so I'm just searching in net. Okay, it's called merge query. Merge query navigation in Power BI. Fine, let me show you what I found as well, how exactly we can do it. So yes, it is possible here. It's the video. Let's say, yeah, I think, give me a second. Yeah, once we select that particular row, then only we can go to merge queries, and with the help of merge queries it is possible. Look at this, that much. This is how actually you can explore further. So in this I wanted to merge this Q4 data with some other data. Okay, so you go to transform, and merge column is there, but just observe the, give me a second, just observe the panel it is in, so that we can relate to it. Give me a second. I hope you can see it. At home only it is available, so not even transform. Go to this, go to home, select this, and there is option. Okay, new, as new or merge query right away. Now here, why I wanted to emphasize on this, I wanted to emphasize this because this is so like powerful feature through which we can merge both the table. So you can see merge 2013 table. I wanted to merge this with 14 or some other table based on Q4 value. It has also Q4 value. Ideally I should have merged with based on salesperson. If that same salesperson data I have in 14 and 15 and 16, it will merge right away. That is also possible, right? So I can select it, but anyway I'm just doing a kind of a demo session so you can relate that what kind of functionalities are there. This is I was highlighting because it is a very important when we deal with most of the data or like multiple arrays of data, then we definitely connect those tables and create a new tables, and based on that we consume it possible. Now here I can select what exactly value I wanted to merge. Now which type of merge I want to do, full outer join. So this is a separate topic altogether, very fundamental for the database, but based on which type of join I want to do, I can do that. And use fuzzy matching perform logic is also another concept in database, and based on that also it connects to your data right away, it merges your data right away, both the table will be merged. Okay, so once this is done, let's say based on salesperson, I am trying right now. Let's see if I refresh it, salesperson. See, based on salesperson, I'm merging Q3 Q4 data. Okay, I hope I have a table. Wait, give me a second. Q3 Q4, there is a table. I have only Q1 Q2. I'm just curious where that table is. Yeah, so look at this. Okay, 13 I have Q3 Q4, in 16 I have Q1 Q2, right? I have selected, and here I have selected, let's say left outer joint, and based on let's say do I have a overlap of a salesperson? I don't know. This is not the right. Yeah, Jillian. We have it, right? Fine. So I want to do full outer joint, inner joint, left joint, right joint, based on your type. So this is again a vast topic itself, that which type of joint and how the output look like. I have a very nice explanation for this. Just give me a second. Okay, it's joints. Okay, just search joints in SQL, guys. I'm not something superficially. I'm not searching anything which I even don't know. So close this up, and here joints. I like one example is this one. I'll tell you because personally I have studied this example, and this is very simple to understand. Literally like go through, there is some data. If you have with example you can learn. So you have some data, let's say primary key, and you have name and address, and this is table 1, this is table 2, and then table 1 and table 2, if you do a outer join, how exactly it will join, that is it is highlighting. If you do a outer join, this is how your data will look like. This is your table 1, this is your table 2. If you do outer join, this is how it will look like. This these value would be there, which is there, and then table 2 1 3 4 is there, so 1 it will add, 3 and 4 also it will add. This is outer join. Okay, I hope you can connect to it. I think outer joint is fine for us in our scenario also. So I will share this link also, you guys can explore a little bit about joints. Okay, so let me share that in the comment. I share in the comment. Share that. That's a very nice example if you wanted to learn about joints, guys. Okay, fine. So heading back to this, selected this, and yeah, my okay, reference point. What is the reference point? Okay, if I don't select, it will not allow. The moment it is there, click on OK. Now what it will do, it will join it. Okay, now in 2016 table, whatever like values are there, it will be joined. Now q1 and q2 data I want to show, done. These data are merged. Look at this, guys. This is the magic. And I don't want to keep this, I can remove this. This is how we can merge tables, multiple tables, and create it one table and consume it in our dashboard creation. I hope it is like you can relate to it. Okay, and yeah, if I delete this particular column, let's say remove column, so this value would be done. Now I have all this q1 q3, yeah, 16 q1 q2. I can compare some kind of merged table right away available. Okay, I hope it is clear, guys, and helpful. You can relate to it as well. Now what else we can do, in merge part? I hope it is done. Now next is, see, there are other ways in merge. If you have any question, let me know, guys, so that I can address it. I will try to address because there are multiple concept which is different, and I need to explore further. Okay, There is one more parameter I want to highlight is append data. So one option is via merging data, another option is via appending data. Okay, so one option, as I mentioned, merging data, fine. Another is appending data. If you append data, so where is append data option? Give me a second. So you can see append query. Can you see this? Append query. If you do append query, let's say I have this table. I'm just giving example here. Append query, it will merge two table, three table or more table. You want to append a query. So table to append. So I wanted to append 13, 14, 15, 16. I wanted to merge all of them, and then want to create one more, let's say like complete, all like last 5 years data, right? I want to merge it. So right, I can append that data. Append means, I hope you are aware that whatever existing data is there, on top of it at the last row, it will again add that the next table. So it will just add up the data, like a stack, right? So till this, if I have 10 column, if I append another table, it will add up it from the 11th row. So similarly, multiple table will be appended. Table, when it is table appended, I have to select based on what. So when you say table append, it will directly raw data it will append. So it'll say two table, I want to append two table. Okay, fine. 14 I want to append, or let's say, yeah, 15, let's say. Okay, I'm appending. And here, look at this. So here I have 14 and 15 both merged. Okay, so 14 first quarter, sorry, 13 third and fourth quarter, 16 I have first and second quarter, and in 14, all the quarters data. I hope you can relate this. And why 16q1, 16q2 missing? Because it's not able to refer this column header. It's only can refer it q1 data, q2 data. Automatically it's aligned. So in this way, it is much more powerful and very easy to merge the table which is available. I hope it is also clear how quickly and easily we can like append the data right away, right? Similarly, there is like splitting. I can split the data, guys. When I'm working with the data, I merge the data, right? I merge the data, I append the data. In the same fashion, there is a option through which we can split the column. So we have splitting option as well. We can split the data. Okay, so in order to do that, give me a second. So you can see I can split the columns also. This is possible. Now which type, based on what I wanted to split the column. So sometime what happened, we import some data, it has like, let's say, n numbers of input, and it is like a delimiter file, right? Okay, so it is like splitted based on comma or space, or let's say semicolon, or some kind of special character, or maybe something else, not maybe special character, something else. Then based with the help of delimiters, we can also export it right away, or we can split that into a column. So let's say I want to show you these examples, by the way. Okay, so I will highlight this. I need to prepare some more data in order to highlight this all. But if you have a merged file, let's say text or CSV file, and with that text and CSV file, right away I can import that value, and it will be imported right away. It is possible. Okay, so now if I go to this, there is a advanced editor. What advanced editor does, it shows this M query language. So Power BI uses this M query language. With the help of this M query language, we can customize it further. If you interpret and evaluate this particular query, you will be able to relate that what this particular query is doing is nothing but what I did. It just converted that action into query. So these actions which I have performed, those are converted into query here, each step by step. Okay, so that's what it is. So you can see 13 sheet, so it is 13 sheet, promote header, change type, merge query. All these actions are done. All these actions are there. If you modify this, your action will be modified. And this is very pretty easy to learn language. Also, if you little bit pay attention and practice with the command and try to understand the syntax, it will be much more easier for you to relate that what kind of query it is. Steadily, slowly, automatically, it's like a, learning any kind of language. You learn first, you observe the pattern. automatically. Even if you are not a programmer, that is how I will encourage you to just observe. It's a simple English in my view. Automatically will be relate what kind of action happening, and you can change those data right away. Based on that, you can play with the data as well. Okay, so fine on this part. And now if I go back, similarly we can customize the column. Okay, that is, I think it's very simple, similar like Excel. If you wanted to customize a column, we can literally customize that particular column. We can change that value, and custom column is also available here. Let's say I wanted to customize this column, so go to column option, or give me a second where it is. If you find it here, customize column is in column section, add, and here condition, index, duplicate column, find. These are all column functionality. You can see from text, for number, for date and time, for a, so it is like categorize which kind of data you want to do it. Now you can see custom column. Now I want to create a custom column. So based on two column, I have two column input, and based on that two column I wanted to create something else, right? Very interesting, right? I wanted to add up Q1 and Q2 data, and I wanted to create a semester data, right? Just example I'm giving. So here you can see custom, the column name would be custom, doesn't matter. Now here what you can do, you can start picking right away. It's very simple, intuitive. Okay, I wanted to add Q1. Okay, I want to double click or drag and drop, doesn't matter. Q1, and I want to add with Q2. That's it. That become, I can say, 6 month. Okay, 6 month. That's it. This is the column. Although it's not good. Say semester data. Okay, and click on OK. Based on that value, automatically it will be add up those value, and it will give you that column right away. That is possible with this way. Based on this way, it is possible, guys. It will add up that particular value, and we will be able to relate this right away. Okay, and once this is done, so how to add a column also clear. And then I believe, see, what are the things we observe? Literally like action and activity we observe, how exactly we can merge a table, and append a table, add a column, and then customize a column. We observe there. We also observe the option through which we can sort the column. Okay, we can change the data type. These are the parameters we observe so far, guys. I hope overall it helps you to learn a little bit more about data table, and overall how exactly this operate and how powerful this tool is. And we'll connect in the next session with the next topic, which I am thinking is, so little bit you observe about data table importing data. I think it is clear. Data manipulating with Power Query, how exactly we can do it. And this is nothing but the query itself, and it can go, we can customize literally to any level. And going forward, I will cover that concept also, so that it will be helpful for me to also go through all the functionality which is available, as well as you can learn with me. Okay, this is done. Next I can see is that how exactly we can create data model. Very powerful, but I think yeah, creating data models, in the next session we will cover how exactly we can create models, and how can we connect the models from one to each other, one data to another data, make a connections, how exactly we can do that. So we'll cover in the next session. And thank you so much for your time and joining me in this learning journey. Have a great um, whatever your time zone, guys. Based on that, have a great day ahead. Bye.